No, I could go first.
I ate a pudding. That's what it was.
Ooh.
I know. Little sugar-free puddings get me every time.
They make you hungrier?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's those little. They're like de leche or whatever. There's a cupcake like that at Coronado that I love.
Dulce de leche.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a cupcake that I love at Coronado Springs. It's that same kind. It's so good. I mean, it's way better than my 60-calorie pudding. I eat sugar-free. But I'll be making up for it this time next week, baby. I'll be having Palo brunch this day next week.
Nice.
After Palo brunch, tequila. No, mixology, baby.
So you'll be feeling good.
Yep.
Full and good.
And I'm wearing my daughter's I Love Megan Maroney hat to it.
Okay.
She's a country singer. She's like, Dad, you're not wearing my hat. I'm like, I am, because I'll probably get double if I wear that cool hat to the mixology.
Oh my God.
The bartender will let me. Anyway, hello everybody. Happy Monday. We're getting ready to podcast. Yes, we are. The crew's here. That's Ricky down in the bottom square. That's Pam in the right upper quadrant. Me right here in the blues hat. Happy Canada Day to all our Canadian listeners. That's why I got a blues hat on today.
There you go.
Stanley Cup Champions 2019 vintage. Happy Canada Day. That's for Rhonda Lee, by the way, because she's up in Canada. By the way, I do have a Canada shirt on. I want to prove this to everybody.
I'm so
Thinking of because we love our Canadian listeners. Look, I have a maple leaf.
Ooh, look at you.
So I bought this on one of our podcast cruises because we did sail on Canada Day.
Got it.
We had a couple Canadian listeners on that cruise. So the day before the cruise, we were in Epcot, and I said, I need to buy a Canada shirt. I bought this in Epcot for our
Nice.
listeners on that podcast cruise.
I've actually been to Epcot on Canada Day, so
Yeah.
it was fun.
But
Yeah.
it's so cold in the studio that I had to put my hoodie back on. So maybe on the second show, I'll rock the Canada shirt for the show. But shout out to Canada. It's pretty cool. We get to have Canada Day on Monday, and then we get to have USA Day on Thursday.
There you go.
Love. What a week. All right. We're going to answer questions. So we need questions. Drop them in the comments, please. Instagram as well. Hey, Wendy Leary, Alosha Tag, and Katrina, and Ange425, Janet Harp, D. Panos, Kara Hughes, Rhonda. You're in two places. You're over in Instagram too. I love that. Run Disney Doc is over there. Ashley Meisel, Jason Loke up in Chicago is over there on Instagram. Ricky just disappeared. She's back.
Sorry.
That's okay. Kat Caruso. Okay, so we need questions. So it's hard to do listener questions without questions. There are some in the inbox, but we need fresh ones. Questions that are fresh are best.
Oh, yes. They
All right.
are.
Fresh to death.
We like fresh. Look at that. How about the banner there? That's pretty sweet. All right. Here we go. Okay. You done typing? Got it? Whoever's typing? Done typing?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, I'm here. Let me mute my phone. Do not disturb. I got a recording podcast. Do not disturb. I think that's pretty fun. Okay. And my dad will still call sometimes. I don't know if you see that before or not. Okay, here we go. 2515 Wednesday. Welcome to episode 2515 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week. Thanks for joining us here on the show. It is Wednesday. It is time to answer your listener questions. And we are here in what we call the Independence Day pre-party on the Be Our Guest podcast. It's a salute to all podcasts, but mostly the BOGP. And for those people that sailed with us on the podcast cruise last summer, you know what we're talking about. That's right. Thanks, Brooke. That was our awesome logo. I'm rocking it here on the hoodie because that cruise was a salute to all podcast cruises, but mostly the BOGP cruise. It was awesome on the Disney Wish. And we're going to sail the Disney Magic next summer, so be ready for that. I cannot wait. We're going to head out to where Pam just got back. Lookout Key, Lighthouse Point, Castaway Key. Doesn't have a second part to that island. It's just Castaway Key. We're going to have a sea day. We're going to have fun on the Disney Magic, the OG ship. We're going to have so much fun. But right now, we got to get to work answering your list of questions before I sail away to on the Disney Fantasy to the Eastern Caribbean for the first time in my life. I've done the Western 3 times. Never hung a left and gone to the Eastern Caribbean. See what that's all about next week. But let's do this. Rikki's joining us today. She hangs out at the mouseforless.com and a Disney World After All.com. What's up, Rikki?
And she's going to be hanging out at Walt Disney World this weekend. So she's real happy. She's getting ready to make the trek on down. So it's going to be a good weekend for sure. Still unsure of the plans 100%, but I will be down there. So I know that much.
So what's on the itinerary? Like what do you have planned?
I do, as of right now, I do know that Brian and I do have a one-night stay at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. We're doing that on Saturday, I think. And that's to celebrate my birthday because we won't be able to go down for my birthday now this year. So it's kind of like hey, your birthday's this month, so we're going to do it up real nice at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. So that's like for sure the thing. Still not really sure about what else. I know he just really wanted to like hang out at Animal Kingdom Lodge that day because, obviously we're paying for it. So we're like, let's do it. But yeah, we're going to have a good time. Not sure if we'll hit the fireworks, but for the 4th, but we'll be down there. So possible. And not sure if we'll hit Tiana's or not because, me and virtual queues, they don't go well. And I don't love getting up early, so we'll see what ends up happening.
Well, while we're talking about celebrations, happy birthday to you this weekend.
Well, but my birthday's not until like the end of July, but it's
Oh, dude, I take it back. I will wish you a happy birthday when you get closer.
You wish me a happy birthday when you get closer.
Those people that celebrate their birthday, like
No, so the
thing is in July and your birthday's like in August.
Well, usually we go down for my birthday, but this year we can't be down there like on my actual birthday. Yeah. Like the timing just didn't work out, so we're going down this weekend instead and just going to celebrate my birthday that way. So that was kind of the whole plan. Yeah.
Don't tell anybody, but I'm going to call in that it's our anniversary for my Palo dinner.
Hey, okay, cheater on that one.
And our anniversary was June 10th. So
hey, my anniversary is this month too. So I can say it's my anniversary. Oh, we do have a reservation at Gico now. I think I'm pretty sure I have a reservation at Gico for my birthday / I guess.
Pretty sure. I mean, you should be.
I have to double check that. I'm pretty sure. I made it a while ago, so I'm pretty sure I made one.
Pam Forster.
I've never been to Gico though, so excited.
So the only time, speaking of, let's get her in here because that's a great transition. Pam Forster's here. She's co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, the only person that I've dined at Gico with on this podcast. Mm-hmm. Actually, we went there, the big celebration with the agency. It was awesome. And the thing I remember about Gico, Pam, you've probably been there many times. The thing I remember about Gico, I had a dessert, looked like a bird's nest.
That's right. You did. And you were delighted by it, which is always good to see.
It's a great meal, better company even. It was awesome.
It was great. You're right. Great meal and better company for sure. We were, that was a fun night. And I was glad we had the opportunity to do that. And I think, it's a great reminder of like the things that make a vacation so memorable is stuff like that. Like you really do have to take the time to do some things that you don't typically do. I mean, let's be honest, as much as I like visiting the lounges at Walt Disney World, it is not each night at the Foresters when it becomes dinner time. I'm not like, Steve, let's roll down somewhere and grab a drink and some appetizers because I don't feel like cooking.
They're having drinks and appetizers at home is what they're doing. It's the Forester Lounge. And it's drinks and appetizers there.
I wish that were the case. I do wish that were the case. It is not typically the case. But anyways, yeah. So I think that's what we love about vacations is having the chance to do some of those things. And definitely eating a meal somewhere nice is a good part of that. So.
I will tell you that. Okay, so obviously you guys know over the past 16 years, we kind of pulled the curtain back a long time ago that we record these shows on Mondays for Wednesday and Friday, and it is Canada Day. So I wanted to give a huge shout out to all of our Canadian listeners. We love you guys up north. So hopefully you are enjoying your special day up in Canada as we record here on Monday. And as of this moment right now, my mother-in-law is sailing away on the Disney Wish here on Monday afternoon. I have not heard an update because my wife is currently getting her hair cut and colored and all that. It takes the whole day, right? And they're getting the nails done, her and Mallory and all that, the prep for, well, Pam Forster, we were just talking about this, right? I mean, in the pre-show, like the prep for a vacation at Disney for the ladies, sometimes it takes a while, right? I went to Great Clips yesterday. I was in and out in like 12 minutes. I mean, it did not take long.
Yeah, it takes a little bit longer than that.
I mean, I'm going to throw a little color on the hair because I got home and I was shocked. Like the lady, I was like, dude, I asked for a haircut. You cut all the color off my hair. It's all gray. So we're gonna remedy that besides wearing the hats, because Pam did say, like, dude, you can't wear the hat the whole cruise. You're going to Palo. So I'm like,
right.
Oh, you gotta fix this. Anyway.
The processing time of the color,
yes,
is real.
It is real.
The struggle is real here, folks.
So I will look like Jack Frost for like an hour tonight while I'm working on my computer. I love that moment while Pam helps me out there with a little product. But anyway, besides that, what I was saying is my mother-in-law, right? I love her. She's the best mother-in-law. So is my father-in-law. They're the greatest. But she went down with Pam's sisters, a couple of her sisters and my nephew. They're sailing the Disney Wish this week. Okay, so, but my mother-in-law, she does not like water. Like, she does not like boats. She does not like. Now, she loves to go to the casinos. Like my mother-in-law, like my grandma kind of was like this too. Like, we in St. Louis, we have these things called like the Alton Bell and like Harrah's and Casino St. Charles. Like back in the day, the only way they got casinos passed in St. Louis was they had to be on our like rivers, like the Mississippi River and the Missouri River. So they built them on these boats that originally they actually did have to go out on a cruise. Like, when I was younger, they actually had to float. Like they had to go up and down the river for like a certain amount of time, and then everybody get off. And then eventually they said, okay, forget it. They don't have to go up. They don't have to float. Like they don't have to cruise. They can stay more.
They have to sit on the water though.
They had to sit on the water, but then they had these huge like hotels around them. And then eventually they said, well, they have to kind of just be like near the water.
Right.
And so they kind of just got away. Anyway, she got on and we've taken her to Walt Disney World. She loves Disney. Like we've taken her to, we've stayed at Walt Disney World. Anyway, long story short, I have not heard back from her because I haven't seen my wife yet today. So I think my gut feeling was I think she'd probably love the Disney Wish, like when she got on it today, and like was getting a kick out of like going up to Marceline's and having lunch and the brunch and like the sail away party was her jam. I'd have liked to seen her face like once that ship started moving. Like I don't know, like maybe I like right now I'd like to see her because they just I just looked on the Marine app, like they just turned the right turn from Jetty Park to head down the coast. I'm wondering how she's doing right now because they're probably getting ready to sit down to dinner. I'm sure she's loving it, but yeah, I don't know because she's not a water person. I don't know. She's kind of set in her ways. I think she'll have fun. I think it'll be fine. I just wonder, I think she's gonna have a great time. I just haven't heard any updates. I just, you wonder about it because I mean, she's like from Missouri, right? Do you ever wonder like how people take this to something like cruising for the very, very first time, like gut feeling?
I think they'll be surprised because you don't feel the ship moving as much as you would think you would. Like I think it's really challenging to feel the ship moving oftentimes, right?
True,
I mean,
that's true.
Unless you're looking outside. And that's what I always tell people too. Like if they do feel the ship moving and it makes them feel nervous, just go back inside and you'll forget probably fairly often that it is,
The only thing like where I do feel it sometimes is that very first night at dinner when you pass the Gulf Stream, when you're going through the Gulf Stream, especially if you have a first night. Mallory backs this up with me. Like if you have dinner at Animators on the Fantasy or the Dream, because it's in the very back of the ship. Sometimes if you're chugging out, especially on like a Caribbean cruise, not because Bahamas, you don't cover that big of a like geographic footprint. Mm-hmm. But if like you're on a Caribbean cruise and they got to kind of get out there on that first night, like when you go through the Gulf Stream, sometimes you feel it in Animators because you're in the very back and they're hauling booty, try to get moving. Like But anyway, I can't wait to get an update. Like I'm dying. I know she's gonna have a blast, but I just can't wait because she was a little nervous. And I just love my mother-in-law. I just want to hear what she thinks. Anyway, let's get to the first question of the day. It's from Brad, and he says, "Hey, BOGP crew, we'll be in Disney for the opening ceremonies of the Paris Games, the Olympics, as well as the next night. Can you recommend good spots to watch on property? I know Rick's and City Works, but we'd prefer something closer to Caribbean Beach if possible. We could try Banana Cabana. Would Bar Riva be a good spot? Thanks for all you do, and happy 4th, Brad." He's 1,156 miles from Walt Disney World. Ricky, where else would you? They're staying at Caribbean Beach. He's one of my great guests up in New York at the Magic for Less. Where'd you say, Ricky?
Well, the only thing I worry about is the fact that they may have the games on, but they won't have like sound to it at a lot of places. So if they're really looking forward to actually seeing the games, in the opening ceremony and stuff like that, I mean, I don't even know if they'd have that on at CityWorks, to be honest, or anything like that. So you might have to stay in your hotel room for that, to be honest. But I think Banana Cabana is a good choice if you're staying at Caribbean Beach. I think that would be a good option for sure.
I kind of look at the Banana Cabana and Bar Riva are going to have the same kind of atmosphere because they're bars, they're lounge,
right,
and they're so nowadays with the Olympics, those opening ceremonies are so long, like they're like 4 hours long. So I think it's one of those things like you get a drink, you just passively watch it. Pam, I mean, you're kind of the same way. I mean, if you're really, really into it, you may need the sound, but I mean, it's kind of a passive experience at this point, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. And it is, you're right. It is really long. Like I remember over the years watching them, and some parts are really exciting and I was so glad I saw them. And then other parts are like, oh, this is going on for a while. And then
dance for the next 72 minutes.
Right. And then some of them are like, oh, that's really unfortunate what's happening right there. Like maybe there's some part of the pageantry I'm not understanding.
Right, exactly.
I hope, but wow, this is wild.
That's
like
a choice.
What is happening? Right. Their choices were made, as they say. So
yes.
They probably won't be. And probably the thing that I would do was made sure that it was recording at home.
Yes,
so I could watch it
when I get home. Yeah.
Right, when I got home, and not do it because it's really like a 3 or 4 hour thing, isn't it? Opening ceremony.
They are. I mean, because they're trying to get their money back on those,
right, exactly,
commercials. But yeah, they're so long.
Yes.
And I'm a huge Olympics fan. Like I love.
Right?
I gave up baseball to try to make an Olympics team in the '90s, but I mean, dude, I'm all in, but man, those ceremonies sometimes I'm just like, what are you thinking? Like, I understand you're trying to get the cultural impacts and all that of the host countries and bring everybody together, but Lord, like, like in the 70s, it was like, hey, welcome, let's light the torch.
Okay, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, let's go. It's like, dude, now it's like, oh my gosh, like, here we go. Anyway. All right, next question. Kat Carasso over on Instagram says, where should we eat before and after Walt Disney World Marathon with the grandparents and kids? We're staying at the Grand Flow.
Ooh.
All right. Tips, Pam, kids and grandkids before and after marathon. So Sunday.
I know. And it's like, I love the Grand Floridian. I love the Grand Floridian and the new rooms. Like I cannot be more, I don't know, exuberant about this change at this resort. Right?
I do like
they
them.
are. They're beautiful. And there's just so much to do there for people of every age. And it's in a great location. It has great fireworks viewing. It has great transportation, and the ease of getting around from that location is fantastic. Think of the locations that you can get to from there so easily, the Contemporary, the Polynesian, all these different places. I think that the Grand Floridian's a great choice.
Well, they're asking where they should eat though. Where should they eat before and after? So I would say one of the places I like to eat before the race, especially if you're a runner. Again, my sleeper hit. I hate to say this out loud because it is harder and harder every year to get an ADR. I like Mama Melrose at the studios. Now, after, because you're at the Grand Floridian Cafe is one of my favorite places on property to eat. It's easy. It's right in your hotel, and it's got a great breakfast. It's got great. I love the menu, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because it's got a great chicken dinner for dinner time. It's got a great breakfast menu. I love Grand Floridian Cafe. Kind of casual, but just good food.
But sorry, and that was the other thing. Like the 1900 Park Fair too has reopened.
That's what I was going to suggest.
I mean, it could do a brunch, or like
dinner.
Or it can be a dinner type thing, like an early dinner if they're feeling like. I imagine there's going to be some people who want to go to bed a little early that day, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, plus, like you go post race too with your medals in the characters.
Right.
That's a good idea too.
That was kind of what I was thinking, was have dinner at 1900 Park Fair after, because then you could be there with the medals. The characters can interact with you guys with that. So that was really, and you're probably not wanting to go very far at that point.
No,
I mean, you might.
It's already gone the distance, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So I think 1900 Park Fair for like a celebration dinner. We just actually ate there on our last trip with Lucy, and we had a fantastic time. Dinner was really good. The meal, like all the entrees, all of it was so delicious. Both of us, Brian and I, were raving about our dinner. The characters were really great with us. They were great with Lucy. And, it was a really great experience. So I'm going to suggest 1900 Park Fair as your after dinner. And before, I mean, it just depends on if you're going to be in a park or not. I think that's really, Mike's suggestion of Mama Melrose is always a salad choice, having pasta if you're not going to
wear Via Napoli if you're in a
park. Via Napoli is another really good one. If you're going to be outside the parks, maybe you want to do oh my gosh, on the boardwalk. Trattoria Forno. Yeah.
Those are my three, like right there. Boom, Via Napoli, Trattoria, or Mama Melrose.
So that was kind of what I was thinking if you're going to be like not in the parks. As an option. And
the quick service locations at the resorts usually have a more carb forward choice the night before races. So I think that's always something that you can do too if you're looking for something sort of quick and casual.
All right, Patrick Ralph, who's tuned in over on YouTube as we record live. What's up, Patrick? Thanks for being here. Says, meant to ask this yesterday to Mike, but it all goes to all of us. So Ricky and Pam, this goes to you as well. What's your favorite patriotic themed ride or show at Walt Disney World? I guess it can be at any Walt Disney World property. So what are you thinking, Ricky? I'll give it to you first. What's your favorite patriotic?
I am actually going to go with Voices of Liberty. They put on just a fantastic show. If you've never seen them, you absolutely need to make sure you head into the American Adventure Pavilion ahead of time before the actual show takes place, and see the Voices of Liberty perform, because they usually perform their show before the actual American Adventure show goes, and they just do a fantastic job. It's like, it gives you goosebumps, to be perfectly honest. When you watch them, like, you legit get goosebumps just hearing them sing. It's a fantastic, fantastic performance every time you see them. So I don't think that there's anything more patriotic than the Voices of Liberty.
Very solid choice. Pam Forrester, where does your patriotism pop through at Walt Disney World?
There are so many. I do love the American Adventure. I think that I love the fact that Ben Franklin and Mark Twain tell this story. I think that it gives a lot of like story behind the story oftentimes. But I have to also give a nod to the Muppets 3D and Sam Eagle. It's a salute to all nations, but mostly America.
That's right.
It gives us, it gives a little humor. It has that. There's a little something for everyone in that. And who does not love Sam Eagle?
That's true.
So yeah, you just nailed it. Like, that's so awesome. But mine, in travels both near and far in the YouTube comment. It's the flag retreat ceremony in the Magic Kingdom. That is the coolest thing because it is real. I mean, it is genuine. It is something that is not really advertised.
No.
And I don't think a lot of people know what happens, but it is honoring a true veteran of the day every day. Like, it is something that you can put your kid to and say, look, this is real. This is somebody that served. This is how the flag is handled. This is a sign of respect for the folks who served our country. And it's brief, it's quick. And I don't know if you know this, but you can follow the veteran after the flag comes down the pole. They present the colors to the veteran. The veteran marches down halfway down Main Street, USA, turns a right on that street, and they do a little ceremony where they give the veteran the flag. They give him a certificate. And then after that, first of all, the cast members all get to shake the veteran's hand. And then any guests that would like to follow and shake the veteran's hand and thank them for the service are more than welcome to do so. And I always do that.
Yes, that was going to be my suggestion with this as well, because we actually accidentally saw this. I went and I knew the flag ceremony was taking place, so I went and walked down there and watched the flag ceremony. And Brian and I were actually sitting on Center Street eating ice cream, and so I walked back to Center Street, to finish the rest of my ice cream. And then I saw the veteran and this whole, pomp and circumstance that came with him, and they were doing that little ceremony. And I had no idea up until that point that they were doing that. And that was just so special to be able to see, to catch that moment that is really kind of, it's not private necessarily, but it felt, way more intimate.
Right. It's very intimate. Yeah, it isn't private, but it's very small. It's very personal.
It is very personal. So that was going to be my suggestion, is to go do that, because that's definitely not something a lot of people talk about. And then the other thing I was going to suggest is if you want to see the flag ceremony, a really great place to watch it is actually from the train station. I watched it from there a couple trips ago. It was actually at Christmas time, and it was just the perfect spot to see it because you had the view of everything. You had Cinderella Castle, and because it was Christmas, you had the Christmas tree up as well. So that was a really great spot to watch. And there weren't a lot of people up there either. So, I really liked watching it from the train station. I
get so I cry at everything. Like I cry at Field of Dreams. I cry, movies. I hate that. But like, dude, I get so choked up every time I watch it. Like I can't keep it back, man. I'm patriotic. Like that gets me every time. And by the way, we're getting spammed in the chat here. Some must-see adventures.
Gotcha.
Just jumped in and says, "Hey friends, just one name that tune in the Royal Theater. It's a huge production that is played by a live band. It's the craziest production I've ever seen on a cruise ship." And apparently, this must-see adventures person says, "I just won that sucker." By the way, that's Scotty G that's on his cruise right now. So shout out Scotty G.
Gotcha.
I don't know how many old fashions he had, but he's winning at life and he's winning it live. Name that tune. So
that's awesome.
We miss you, Scotty G, and keep. Hey, we're winners here on the Be Our Guest podcast. So,
I mean, I didn't win anything, but good for Scotty G.
Live name that tune or something.
Love it.
Okay, so we miss you. So domination, he says. There you go.
Nice.
Must see and check out the YouTube channel. Must See Adventures.
SEE, not SEA.
Yeah, I mean, he's at sea. But
that's why I was
correct, right?
Yes, I was like making sure people didn't think that it was like a C thing, like
if he never comes back, it could be SEA.
True, yes.
SEA, who knows? All right, Ryan Keogh says, "Love listening to the podcast while I'm mowing my lawn." And you know what, Ryan? I hope you like the podcast when you're not mowing the lawn, but that's another thing. He says, "It's how I get my fix when I'm stuck in Indiana between trips. My wife is tired of me talking about my next trip. It's a year away." Well, I get that. That's why this podcast started, because my wife said, "Why don't you just go talk into a microphone instead of telling me about it all the time?" So here we are, 16 years later. We are trying to decide if we should book Bay Lake Tower next year. It'll be undergoing a refurbishment during the trip. We love to stay there, but don't know how the refurb would impact our trip. Anyway, thanks for the show. I enjoy it very much. Ryan's in Mooresville, Indiana. So Pam Forrest, let me throw this one to you. You're the resort person. What would you say when there's a refurb on the schedule, but he loves this hotel? What do you do in situations like this?
So for me, there's a couple different rehabs that I want to think about when I'm looking at my trip. First of all, if they're doing something in the pool and the main pool will be closed, I want to think about how much, like what time of year I'm traveling, how much time I'm going to get to spend in the pool and how I feel about the other pools at that resort. If it's just a refurb in terms of they're updating things in the rooms, that never really stops me from staying at a resort. Disney's pretty good about, they have a system for that. They typically are keeping the noise, of course, down during morning and night. They have a very set schedule where they will have noise, and they typically do a good job sort of closing a section or doing a section of the resort at a time. So it doesn't really disturb that many guests. So it typically doesn't impact my ability to enjoy a resort at all.
I'm with you. I just go for it. I mean, unless there's like something that I'm a swimmer and the pool's closed. That we obviously don't, but yeah. Okay. Question here. I like this question. Andrew, my good friend Andrew, our friend Andrew, friend of the show from years and years back, one of our OG friends who got the wiki going and everything for us. He says, God, I love this question. Man, you're onto something here. Could you see Disney ever doing a Halloween overlay for Tiana's Bayou Adventure with Dr. Facilier? Fire. I've never seen the movie, but I know Dr. Facilier, he's a voodoo doctor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would this not be awesome?
It is, but it wouldn't be congruent with
that's exactly what I was about to say.
This actually takes place. Tiana's the story behind the attraction is that this takes place about a year after the movie does, and Dr. Facilier is no longer now. Yes. Not that they couldn't come up with a storyline that would address that. I do, but I think too there may, I could see them at some point maybe coming up with something like this. The issue is that they really don't do the overlays as often as World as they do at Land. Like Land gets a couple really great overlays for certain holidays. And doesn't really, they haven't really embraced that at World as much. And there's a lot of different reasons for that. Most of them are that a lot of people are not, a lot of people who are visiting are not local to the area. So this could be their once in a lifetime or twice in a lifetime vacation. And there's a period when the attraction is down to do the overlay. But do I think it would be awesome? Yes.
Let me edit his comment here one second, because I'm even onto something else here. I think I'm onto something even better. Could you see Disneyland ever doing a Halloween overlay for Tiana's Bayou Adventure with Dr. Facilier? Because think about it, it's right next door to the Haunted Mansion that does Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
Dude, it's right next door.
I think with Pam, what Pam said though is true. And
it's
the attraction takes place, and I assume that the attraction in Disneyland will also take place after the story of the Princess and the Frog. So if that's the case, then they can't, because like Pam said, spoiler alert, he's not there anymore. So
it's cool. I don't even know the story. I mean, that guy looks awesome.
Sorry, he's not there anymore. He no longer exists. So I think that as great as it would be, and it would be really cool, they'd have to completely rework the whole attraction in order to do it. And while they do that a little bit with Nightmare Before Christmas and
make believe he's there.
I mean, as much as I'd like to make believe, realistically, I'm gonna, be a party pooper.
And a frog. I mean,
I'm gonna be a party pooper and say no. I don't see it happening. So
it would be awesome.
I'm pooping on everybody's party for sure. Sorry.
I need this guy in there. I mean, I got to watch this movie, but I just they got to
watch this movie. It's a great movie, Mike. It's so fantastic.
I've seen parts of it like on the cruise ship, like when they sing with all the parasols and stuff. It's awesome. I like it.
You gotta see
parts of that one. What show are they in on the cruise? That's one of it's Golden Mickey's where they sing the songs. I think it's Golden Mickey's.
That would make sense. Yes. But I'm not sure.
Dig a little deeper.
Dig a little deeper. Yes, that's one of them. Yes, almost there. Dig a little deeper. Yeah. There's.
It reminds me of like St. Louis. Rivertown.
Yeah.
Rivertown here. We're River City. All right, next question. Christmas at Walt Disney World from Jennifer. Hey, Mike and BOGP crew. Greetings from Bermuda. How about that? We got somebody listening out in the island of Bermuda.
All right.
We've been visiting Walt Disney World for a number of years. We're also DVC members. I was lucky enough to snag a reservation at our home resort, Grand Floridian, over Christmas.
Nice.
Grand Flo's getting the love on this show.
Yeah.
This will be our first Christmas visit. Just wondering if you would recommend a nice Christmas Eve dinner or brunch or dinner for Christmas Day, and where would you recommend? Right now, I'm leaning towards Christmas Eve at California Grill, but open to suggestions. Thanks and love the show. Well,
Hello.
Ding.
Ding.
Bermuda.
Yeah, there's that.
I love Christmas, so another ding. That's awesome. So I love it, man. I mean, you're living in with the
California Grill is
just Bermuda. Just looks beautiful. It's just not fair for people to get to live in places like that. Like I live in Missouri.
well, you could live like that. You
Yeah,
just
I mean, and I love Missouri, but I mean, like people live in places like Hawaii and Bermuda. So come on now. Anyway, thanks, Jennifer. So going to Grand Floridian, very first time at Christmas. Just have your camera ready. Walt Disney World is so pretty at Christmas. There's just so much to take pictures of, especially the poodles at the studios. They're my favorite. Those spaghetti pools or whatever they're called. My great grandma had them. I don't know why I like them so much, but I do. Where are we dining? Christmas Eve. I mean, because I always dined at my my grandma's house on Christmas Eve. But Ricky, where do you go Christmas Eve?
well, I mean, she said California Grill, and I'm like, yeah, if that's where you've got already, go for it. I think that's fantastic.
Okay, what about Christmas Day?
So I was honestly thinking 1900 Park Fair again because she's already there at the Grand Floridian, and it's a great meal. It's fantastic. They'll have the Christmas Day dinner available. So they'll usually have ham or turkey or whatever. So they'll have some extra stuff on the buffet. I think that would be really. I mean, that could be really nice to experience that on Christmas. But I mean, I'm sure that you guys have other suggestions, but I'm going to say go to California Grill for sure on Christmas Eve. That's a great choice.
Pam, I'm sure you agree with that.
I think it is a good choice. I think that if you want to stay at the Grand Floridian area, I think Citricos is also a great choice.
That is true.
I think Narcoossee's is a great choice. And the thing about Narcoossee's is it has a view of the fireworks, so you would be able to see that.
That's good.
And I mean, there's so many great choices, right? There's no lack of great choices, but those are some.
I mean, if you could do Ohana, you could do that.
Liberty Tree Tavern, I mean, fits the bill for Christmas Day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like Thanksgiving food and Christmas food are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Go to the Magic Kingdom and see the parade on Christmas morning,
That's true. I mean, yeah, that's a good choice. It just I
just got you. You didn't even listen.
I know the parade does happen on Christmas, but it's just not the same one. No,
it's not the same one.
But it's the Christmas Day parade. It's just not.
I think if you're going to tell me that it's not the one you see on TV.
No, it's not the one you see on TV. I mean, you're not going to see Ryan Seacrest there or whoever's
I just drove right off the road right there when I said that. Like, Mike, it's not the same parade.
The flavor of the week or whatever they've got hosting this year. So
easy. It'll probably be Mariah Carey.
Probably, yes. She does like Christmas. A little bit.
All I want for Christmas is you.
That's right.
Oh my God, it's July. I got that song already stuck in my head. What I just do to myself. I just got all you guys too, by the way. I just basically rickrolled you with a Mariah Carey song. Womp. Anyway.
God. Okay.
What are we doing today?
I don't know.
Today I'm going on vacation in like 3 days. I got the pre-vacation highs now.
I'm going on vacation today, so we're driving down tonight.
What's up, Disney Fantasy? I'm coming for you. Okay. Next question. It's from Emily. It just says listener question show, so I have no idea where this one's going. Hey, Mike and the gang, I appreciate the awesome advice you share in our little Walt Disney World corner of the internet. You've definitely helped my husband and I plan amazing trips to Walt Disney World. Here we go. Wait, we've already answered this one, I think. Yes, we have. So let's skip that one. It was about going to either going to the lounge or California Grill.
So that question. Yeah.
You're not going. We've already answered that one. So let's get this. Oh, it's a good one from Dave. Hey, Mike, BOGP crew. Sorry about that. Looking forward to catching up with you over Marathon Weekend. Quick question. Do you think the citizens of Hollywood will ever return to Hollywood studios? Those performers were always fun to watch, and they helped give the studios that old-time Hollywood feel. Thanks for all you guys do, and thanks for keeping me company on so many training runs. Pam, man, I loved them.
You're sending me those tough questions. No, I think what happens is that Disney does bring in new entertainment at different times. And they're I don't see them typically going back to something and bringing it back like this. That's not typical for them. I'm not saying it's never done. It's just not typical for them. But I do think that they often bring in new entertainment that sometimes fills some of the niche that was sort of created by that. And it may be something different too. I've noticed that they have brought in some different entertainment acts. They may not be specifically citizens of Hollywood, but they do have folks, I think, that are bringing some entertainment in. And I love to see what Disney comes up with in terms of entertainment. I think like that's one of the things that sort of sets Disney's parks apart from other parks is their willingness to have so many different forms of entertainment that sort of, capture, I don't know, the attention or the interest of different people who are visiting the parks. And I agree, the live entertainment is absolutely part of it.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I don't think they're going to go backwards and bring them back, but it did. I mean, that was kind of the heartbeat of that park. I miss the citizens of Hollywood so much. So let me ask you guys this on that question, but it changes and things, hopefully I think things are moving in the right direction, especially over the past couple of weeks. I like the way things are going. Who is your favorite citizen of Hollywood? Rikki, what? So mine was the cop. The cop always got me for speeding. Like in the morning when I was trying to like get to a fast pass, like in the old like paper fast pass days, he'd like try to give me a ticket. I got so many pictures, like even back to like my old like iPhone 4, like because you can see like on the metadata, like
yes,
like when you took the picture, like I have so many pictures of me getting tickets from like the cop, like and he had old like Billy Club and stuff and the hat, like the English hat.
Yeah,
Getting tickets for like walking too fast.
Yeah,
I was getting pulled over by that cop, and the guy that would have the camera. Like now, the cop was usually on Hollywood. There would be a guy on Sunset that, like, if I was walking too fast, he'd be like, "Oh, you work it," and like he'd like do the thing with his hands, like he's like framing me for a shot, and he'd be like, "Cut," and I'd have to go back and like do it again. I'm like, I'm just trying to walk to the Tower of Terror. No, it's perfect, almost. Let's do it again. Let's shoot the scene again, and I'd have to go back. But I mean, that stuff was hilarious, But I'm like, really, I'm just trying to beat everybody to the Tower of Terror, man. Stop.
I know, that's what I love. The one there too, where they were filming something and they had a few different skits that they would do, but they always had some were more elaborate and involved a few different people and people standing different places. It was like a director and whatnot were doing that they were involved in this production and they were trying to get something. And I always thought that was so amusing because they'd always seem to pick like some teenager who was like hating life because the adults around him were breathing and like pull them into and make them do something stupid or ridiculous or something. I mean, those are the best, right? You've got to know as kind of a semi-surly teenager that at times these are the folks who are going to pull you out to do something.
100%, dude. If you were a surly teenager, you were in danger when you were around them. They didn't know it, but like if you were a veteran, like traveler, like you knew, oh, that punk kid is in serious danger walking down Sunset right now. And so I would be all for it. Like I was watching, I'm like, oh, dude, that kid that's just like hating life right now, dude, you're so getting picked on right now.
Right.
I think so here for it. I'm glad I paid $100 for my ticket today because this is a 6th grade teacher, dude. This is exactly why I came to the studios today.
As a director now, I think there would be some great fodder in some of the ladies who have their spouse or boyfriend taking pictures of them for like 45 minutes as they get the perfect photo in front of different icons or backgrounds or things like that. That seems right for some fodder there for
Instagram
sure.
boyfriends, totally. Yes. I mean, like the bust out the props, like the mini ring lights and everything. Rikki, I think you were like the vice president of the Citizens of Hollywood fan club. So
that's okay. So that's the Adventurers Club. That's the one I really miss, but I definitely miss Citizens of Hollywood. My favorite thing that they always did was the funniest Citizen of Hollywood. which was usually at the end of the day, and they would, tell random jokes, trying to be the funniest of the day. So that was always like my favorite thing to stand and watch. And I do miss Citizens of Hollywood. There are a number of, characters that, definitely I remember and miss for sure. And there were so many throughout the years that were just so fantastic. But the fact of the matter is improv like that is such a huge art form, and it's such a, in a weird way, kind of a lost art form. I feel like we don't have a lot of as much improv anymore. I mean, it just seems to be going away, faster and faster. We don't really appreciate that as much. And improv is very hard. Having done it before in my life, it is extremely difficult. And to not only think on your feet, but think on your feet that fast and be that funny, it's an art form that's truly amazing to, watch. I wish they'd bring it back. I think they should bring it back. I feel like they need to bring it back. There's definitely something missing, a little bit, on Sunset and Hollywood Boulevards for sure without it. And, I don't think they will either. I think it's a money thing, which is unfortunate, because they really did bring something that was unique to Disney's Hollywood Studios, that how you talk about all the time. We talk about the little moments, it's not the attractions necessarily that you remember, but it's those little things that happen. And it always seemed like the little things happened with things like the Citizens of Hollywood. So I definitely miss them a lot.
Yeah, I have a lot of pictures. I mean, when I go back over the years and look at pictures from
absolutely same
last 15 years, there's a lot of, like, when I look at Disney's Hollywood Studios, there's a lot of pictures with Citizens of Hollywood. I mean, lots. And so you're exactly right. All right. Well, hey, that's going to wrap it for today's listener question shows. But here's how you get your questions in. Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Send those in. We'll get those in the inbox. Get them in the queue for next week. So, well, actually, not next week. Next week, we have a special Wednesday show because I'm going to be on the fantasy, and it's going to be pre-recorded for 2 weeks from today. So get those in. We'll get those in the queue for the next listener question show. But we love those. So Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Just put listener question in the title, and we'll take care of those. All right. Don't forget our shows brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure. Adventures out there. Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney. You can see the world, with access that you cannot believe. So check out all the details right now. Best part, no additional cost to you. Check it out over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. Those Amazon Prime Days are coming up here in mid-July. So get ready for that. That's exciting. Whatever. But if you're going to buy stuff, you may as well save money and support the show at the same time. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons. You guys are the best. You guys make the show possible. It's patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Just $5 a month. And you get our bonus show called Mike in the Midwest coming over today. Again, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give me a follow on the social media because I'm headed down to Walt Disney World Friday. We're going to be at Old Key West all day. Probably head over to Disney Springs. I might jump a bus just to get a little Disney fix. I'll be streaming from Walt Disney World at Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Of course, you can follow Ricky at Ricky Nibs. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. We always got a lot going on. Of course, Ricky will be at Walt Disney World as well. Pam is going to be seeing the world here. She's everywhere. So, you got to follow her as well. So lots of great travel content coming your way on all three things. And of course, Scott, EPSCOT, Ep Scott, he is, who knows? I don't know if he's ever coming home. He's in Europe. So we're going to be giving you, you want travel content? We've got it in droves at all four of those places. And of course, the Clubhouse, our Discord channel, and we've just about hit 1,000 listeners on the Clubhouse. It goes 24/7, great Disney conversation all the time. It never stops. And guess what? I made it even easier for you. Instead of beourguestpodcast.com/Discord, which still works in case you have it bookmarked, still fine. But you know what? I made it easier on me because I'm getting old. You can go to beourguestpodcast.com/Clubhouse and get in. Nice. Why did I do that in the first place? I don't know. Dumb. But now you can just go to beourguestpodcast.com/Clubhouse or beourguestpodcast.com/Discord. Either way, get you in, and I'll give you a welcome. I'll say, hey, let's talk. Let's have fun. So come on over and join us today. It's like our cheers. Everybody knows your name, and we talk Disney, and we share those animated GIFs all the time. That makes it fun. All right. So time to get out of here. We're going to be back on Friday. We're going to talk about Walt Disney World and have some fun. We're going to talk about all the Eat to the Beat concerts coming this fall to Walt Disney World. We'll be talking about the dates that Pam will be there because Sugar Ray is coming back.
Yes.
I also saw Joey Fatone is going to be there.
Yes,
So we'll talk
yes.
about when Ricky will be at Walt Disney World. And we'll talk about other dates too. We'll be talking about a lot of fun stuff. So unique content. We're going to get you that tweener day, I call it, because it's after the 4th of July, but it's before the weekend. I hope you're off. I mean, I will be. I'm going to be at a pool.
I'm taking off, so
Guess what? I mean, at Olivia's on Friday. Woohoo! But you're going to have a podcast to listen to. We're going to make it awesome. So come on back for that. So until we get back together again, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All right. Let me save that one. All right. So, Alfred, the podcast cruise is on the Magic. It's July 6th through the 11th. And yes, do a veranda if you can. Swing it. It is worth it. Always. 2515. I didn't get to it because it's just getting long. CED. Save. Oh, Fulton. Sorry to hear about your bike accident. Hang in there, buddy. Prayers up. And Jeff, thank you. And so we're going to lead off with the Eat to the Beat. We didn't talk about the Genie Plus stuff, so we can just talk about that. Yeah, talking about other stuff. We can do that also.
Yeah, that's fine. Just like
some beeping, or is that me? Is that our house? Something like beeping.
Yeah, I hear it.
It's like a fire alarm or something.
It's not at my house. I know that. So it must be your house, Mike.
It's not here. It's not here. I promise. It's coming through my headphones. Stop.
No, right now I'm muted, so I've been muted.
Weird.
It just stopped.
That's weird.
Alfred, if you want to put in a quote request, I'll get you one, buddy. Okay. All right, here we go for Friday cruise day. What? Oh, see, Jeff can hear it too. It is not in here. It is not this house. It's coming through the line somewhere.
Oh, that's weird.
Hang on.
I'm muted.
One more time. Hang on. Let me mute.
I'm going to mute.
Okay, just muted Pam. And it's gone. Wait, Pam, are you still muted? Hang on, unmute. Because I unmuted you. Pam.
Okay. I'm unmuted.
Back.
It's not here.
Is it me? Might be my air conditioner.
Yeah, it is.
It's my air conditioner.
Yep.
Let me go turn it off real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll be right back.
So, Pam, what should we talk about real quick? Something fun.
Do we have any series that we need to wrap up?
Yeah, we probably do.
One that we could start again?
No, wait. I think it's my computer. I think it's my computer running. So let me move it a little bit further away from because I can't turn my computer off.
Nope, that'd be hard.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's my computer because I can hear it. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Oh, somebody wanted us to do, hang on. Trisha wanted us to compare. So we did that one positive and one negative for like the moderates or something, or resorts.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted us to do that for the Disney Cruise Line ships.
Mm.
We could do that. Friday, that'd be a good night. That was something that was mentioned in the clubhouse.
Positive, like one positive and one negative of each.
Remember we did the moderates, like we did the moderate resorts. We said like a positive for Riverside is this, a negative for Riverside is that.
Did we do that with the others? Did we do that with deluxes?
We did. I think.
Okay.
Hang on, let me look. I'm going backwards. Hang on. Let's see. Quick service. Okay, 1 positive, 1 negative for each Walt Disney World Deluxe Resort. That was on May 30th. 1 positive, 1 negative for each value and moderate. That was May 23rd. So we did all the resorts.
Okay.
Well, because we could talk about the Eat to the Beat and stuff, because that won't be long.
Right.
Yeah, we can make it happen. Yeah, we can make this. Dude, we'll figure it out. We got it. We got this. We got this. Dude, that wine is driving me freaking crazy.
My computer?
Yeah, it's like it's not real loud, but it's like loud enough. It's making my like a dog. Like it's making my ears burn.
I mean, I don't know what I don't. I can't stop it. Like I can move the is. I can move the mic closer to me like this, and I don't know if you can hear it then.
That sounds better. Okay, let's go with it, and I'll try to throw filters on it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. 2517. All right, here we go. Welcome to episode 2517 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you and welcome, to the long weekend here in the States, the 4th of July weekend. Happy Independence Day. But guess what? It's Friday and I'm not going to El Azteca tonight for my Fajita Friday. I get to have dinner tonight at Olivia's. What? Yes, that's why the smile's on my face. You can hear the smile in my voice hopefully you're not commuting to work, but I know some of us are. We have first responders. We have people that just have to work every day of their life. I mean, I get it. Some people do that. I'm one of those people, except for today. But today's a great day because today's the pre-cruise day for me. And if you've done this, I'm just happy. Today's the day I've been looking forward to for like 2 years. We're sailing Disney Fantasy tomorrow. You cannot wipe the smile off my face today. I get to go to Old Key West. I'll be in the pool, gurgling suitcase, calling my name. Olivia's 520. Come over and see me. I'll be having buttermilk chicken. I'll be taking selfies with you. If you come to see me, I'll be the happiest guy in the world. It's a great day. So anyway, we're going to have a great podcast today. We're going to talk about the folks coming to Epcot for the Eat to the Beat concert series this fall. Maybe some of your favorite 80s acts, 90s acts, some acts that I've never heard of, but that's beside the point. And then we're going to talk some Disney Cruise Line because Trisha, one of our great friends up in Wisconsin, who's sailing with us on the Be Our Guest Podcast Cruise 7 next July, suggested this show topic. So you ask, we deliver. That's what we do here on the show. So today, joining me for some fun conversation. I'm so excited I can't even talk, but we're here to have fun on this podcast. Rikki's joining me from themouseforless.com and a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, but she is at Walt Disney World this weekend as well. Rikki, what's going on?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited to be at Walt Disney World this weekend. Gonna have a blast. Still not entirely sure what's gonna happen. I have no idea where I'm at today. But you know what? Sometimes that's fun. Having no plan. I mean, I have a park reservation, so like at least I started with that. And I think today might be the Magic Kingdom. We'll see if I end up getting Tiana's. I probably won't. But it's my track record with the virtual queue is just garbage. But we'll see what happens, and I'll still try. But I'm excited to hit the parks and hit the resorts and do some fun stuff. I know I want to see the drone show at some point, hopefully, because I missed it the last time, and over Memorial Day weekend, so I didn't get to see it that weekend. But I'm excited to see that. Excited to see the new Encanto show that takes place at Epcot, because I missed that the last time I was there. So there's a lot of things that are still new for me this trip that I'm going to get to see. So I'm really excited about the new stuff for sure.
All right. We also have Pam Forrester. She's co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel. Pam, I have a serious question for you, because we had this kind of how we wrapped up the live call-in show this past Sunday night, because we had a debate, and I don't know where we're going to fall on this, because Rikki mentioned the drone show at Disney Springs, right? What's it called? Something soar. I know the word soar is in it. I'm terrible with names. There's so many names now. Like it's hard to keep up. But anyway, we know it's a
Dreams
drone
that
show.
soar, right?
Dreams that soar. Mike Soarin. I don't know. Dreams that soar. So we were talking about this, and here's the deal. Like, I'm just down there Friday night, Friday all day. I mean, do we land at 5 or we land at like 8:50 in the morning? My wife is not super pumped about that, because we got to get up at 2:30 in the morning to go to the airport, but who cares? It was a cheap flight. Anyway, so by the time that the drone show happens, we'll have been like up a long time. So if we're in the pool at Old Key West, say at like 7 o'clock, when we have to kind of make the call to kind of start making our way over to the drone show, because we go to the first one. I mean, be honest, I go to bed early, and plus we're going on the cruise the next day. I want to get up early and get up for that. I know the show's cool, and I definitely want to see that Death Star. Like, because I'm a drone guy, dude. I love technology, and I saw the old drone show, and I thought fireworks were going to be extinct the next day. Like, I'm all in. But man, if I'm like in that pool and I'm chilling, is it worth the work to go over from Old Key West to see that show?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is too. But I mean,
especially because you can take the boat over first of all.
Well, they'll be closed, won't they? Because they close the boats during the show.
True.
They don't.
Well, yeah, but you can get there before it.
Yeah, that's true. I also have to take a bus back or Uber or something. Wow.
Well, I don't know. Do the boats not travel in between the two shows? Like I would
they do.
Huh. I don't know about that. But anyways, yes. I think it is. It's really, I mean, I didn't have a chance to talk about this after I got back from seeing all the new stuff, but I think that the drone show is they really did a great job. It has so much depth. I mean, I did mention this, like it was so 2D before, and it's so much more 3D now. Yeah. So I think that part's really cool.
And I'm all about that stuff, right? And Disney does it so well, because like with the music and the emotion and the stories brought to life in the sky, like that stuff. I told you, like I cry about stuff. I'll probably cry. Like, I mean, that's how much I get into these kind of things. But here was the situation that we had, and I think you can kind of because you're a resort person, right? Here's like that fine line where you walk on a vacation, right? We don't have theme park tickets for this one day, which is beautiful in this situation because we're going on a cruise the next day. And it's a fine line, right? Do I want to add this whole dilemma, which it could be, right? Of adding all this complication of getting out of the pool, getting out of your trunks, putting on other clothes. And I know this sounds crazy, right? Like this is like a hardship, right? To do all this.
No, but there's like a specific time.
Right. Or just chill in the pool and just be on vacation and just be like, go to the girl suitcase and get a drink, and just be like, let's just chill here in the pool and just be like on vacation.
I agree. There is value to that. I'm just saying, is it worth it or not? Yes, I think it is, but you'll be back. So.
I know I'll be back, but it's like, but then it's that thing at Disney. And I think everybody listening today, this is like, there's no right answer, because if I don't go, it's major FOMO. It's major FOMO. And if I do go, I'm like, oh man, this was a lot of work. I should have stayed in that pool. It'd have been so much easier. Like either way, kind of in the back of your head, you're like, I made the wrong call. And I hate
you have to be more secure in your decision, right? You have to make a decision and go with it. That's my best suggestion for you. Like there's value in both. So
if we go, I guess. So I did see that Everglazed Donuts has like a strawberry shortcake donut. I'm gonna have to try one of those. Holy cow. So that dude, I was eating lunch today. And I'm just scrolling through Twitter, and that thing rolled through, and I'm like, "Oh, Pam!" I called her over to the kitchen. She was in the living room. She's like, "What? Are you having you got like an appendicitis or something?" And I'm like, "No. Come here. She's like, "What?" I'm like, look at this strawberry shortcake donut that we're gonna have to get this weekend. She's like, oh my God, I thought I was gonna take you to the ER. If I eat that thing this weekend, you might, but anyway.
No. And Pam has a sweet tooth too.
No, she loves it.
I know she
I know. She was all in after she thought she was taking me to the ER. I was like, yeah, we might have to go after that thing. We're getting
You'll have to see how much Pam wants that donut before you see what she says.
$6.50 will be spent down near
Exactly. You may be over there already, whether you want to or not.
Yeah, that might just, we'll see the drone show because we're getting that donut. That kind of just solves the question. Okay, so before we talk about our main topic of the day, we got to talk about 80s and 90s acts that come back to Epcot so that we can drink around the world and listen to awesome music. Usually 2 or 3 big hits and 3 or 4 songs we've never heard of. So, and sometimes they bring people that are the friends of theirs with them that
they
like,
do.
Yes, it's pretty cool. So, Ricky, can you real quickly just rip through the list of who's going to be eaten to the beat this fall at Epcot?
I can. So, all right. Do you want the dates too, or do you just want the artists?
Well, it'd be kind of good to have the dates because
okay, all right. I'm just
curious if it's going to align with their
trip. All right, that works. Okay, so August 30th through 31st, the Fray. September 1st through 2nd, Pam's favorite, Sugar Ray is going to be there. September 6th.
Wait, hang on. Whoa.
What?
Oh, dude, I had the line to just skip. Are you Jimmy Ray? Right? Is that his song?
No. Wait. What?
Is that his song?
No.
Wait, Sugar Ray? Is that
Sugar Ray? Every morning.
Who wants?
I want to fly.
Didn't he sing that other song though? Who wants to know?
No.
Who wants to know? Is that his song?
No.
Are you Jimmy Ray? Are you Ray Ray?
I remember the song.
Yeah,
it's not.
I thought that was him.
No.
Move on. Anyway, I don't care. I'm going on cruise tomorrow. Go ahead.
That's fine. Yeah. All right. September 6th through the 7th is Hoobastank. September 8th through the 9th is Yellow Card, and they're new this year.
Never heard of them.
September 13th through the 14th is Tiffany.
Oh, yeah.
You've heard of her.
Alone now.
Yeah. September
could have been.
Oh, there you go. September 15th through the 16th is Mercy Me. September 20th through the 21st is Sheila E. So that should be a good show.
Was she with Prince?
I think she was. Yeah,
I
think so. September 22nd and 23rd is The Wanted. They're new this year. September 27th is Louis Figueroa. September 28th and 29th is Pam Rikki. New. I don't know who they are. I'm sorry if I butchered it. I apologize. Don't know who they are. September 30th is Jesse and Joy. They're new as well. Don't know who they are.
They from Inside Out 2?
I have no idea. I don't think that's them. No. No. Good try though. October 4th through the 5th is Aloe Black. He's also new for this year. October 6th and 7th, it's my favorite. It's Joey Fatone and Friends. And last year, Friends included Lance Bass. So somehow I may have to find my way to Epcot on the 6th or 7th of October.
The rest of the Backstreet Boys.
No! NSYNC. Wrong band. Stop it. Although he is friends with AJ from the Backstreet Boys, and they actually have been doing a thing recently. Like, they were actually here in Atlanta last week, I think, together. So maybe it could be AJ.
Astronaut?
Huh?
Does he still want to be an astronaut?
No, that's Lance.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's different.
Go ahead.
Different guy.
Keep going. That's me.
All right. October 11th through the 12th is We the Kings. October 13th through 14th is Switchfoot. October 18th through the 19th is David Archuleta. He is new this year. He was on American Idol long time ago. October 20th through the 21st is Billy Ocean.
Now we're talking. See, I feel so old because I haven't heard of half of these people, but Billy Ocean, now we're talking.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're good.
Caribbean Queen.
Exactly. I'm sure that will be performed. Mike, you need to listen to that before you go on your cruise. So there's that.
Yes.
Yes. That's definitely yacht rock material right there. If I ever heard anything.
I was still doing Billy Ocean. What'd you say?
I said that's yacht rock material right there.
Caribbean Queen isn't.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it could be.
No, that is not yacht rock. Caribbean Queen is not yacht rock, Pam. That's not yacht rock. No.
They do play it on the Yacht Rock station.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do.
That
I
is
think
not Yacht Rock.
I think they play that one of Billy Ocean's, and they also play the one that he did with From Running Scared with Michael McDonald, who is the king of Yacht Rock.
Yacht Rock,
So
yes.
there's a little bit of trivia there.
He graduated from McClure High School with my uncle.
He
So
did.
there you go.
He did.
Or
Yes.
finest. Okay, go ahead, continue.
All right. The other one that I would absolutely love to see, well, there's actually two more here. October 25th through the 28th is Hanson. Yes, that will be a very busy one
Bop.
for sure. If you will be there on that weekend and you love Hanson and you want to see them, I'm gonna suggest very strongly to get the dining package thing, because that would be a huge thing.
I for the life of me, I can't. Sorry, I interrupted, but for the life of me, I cannot believe the popularity of Hanson.
They are huge. Yes.
I played them, like when they first came out of the skating rink.
Yes.
Right? When there was 3 little punk kids.
Yes.
And that stupid bop song. Like, I hated that song. I still hate that song, but I played that song a million times at Spinning Wheels Roller Rink because all the kids loved it. And I cannot believe 20 years later they are popular. Like, I do. What? I do not understand that, but go ahead. It's
no, you're
not
good.
Right.
It's not for you. It's for me.
Popular?
It's fine. It's
not
for you.
Songs? I mean, did they?
Yeah, they had other songs. Thank you. Yes,
okay,
they did.
Sorry.
All right. November 1st to the 2nd is Haley Reinhart featuring Emily Estefan, Casey Abrams, and Janelle Parrish. They're new. I don't know who they are.
Me neither.
But yeah, they're going to be there. November 3rd and 4th, another one that if you want to see them, I'm going to very strongly suggest you get the dining package. Yes, this is Boys to Men.
Yes,
another super popular one.
They're the bomb. Motown Philly's back again, baby, all the way to the end of the road.
They are another one. You're going to want that dining package for sure. November 8th through 9th is Magic. They're new. November 10th through 11th is Parmalee. They're new as well.
Country. They're kind of country crossover. Mallory.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Now this one I'm a little curious about, and it's only because of something that happened recently. November 15th through 16th is Smash Mouth, and I don't know how this is going to work because the lead singer of Smash Mouth passed away recently, so that will be interesting to see how they end up redoing those performances because he was the lead singer. So I will
remember the Garden Rocks. I mean, like 75% of those bands.
Well, this is true. Yes.
So that could be like,
it's also true.
So Smash Mouth at the skating rink too. Walking on the Sun was really.
But he had such a distinct voice, so it'll be interesting to see how that works. And then November 17th through the 18th. Again, this is going to be one that's super popular that I would love to see. It's 98 degrees. So, there's
cool today. What?
Stop.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's done.
Weren't they like an NSYNC clone or something?
Yeah, no, yes, they were part of that whole era. Yes, I did love 98 Degrees. They were a good band. I enjoyed a lot of their music. If you ever listen to The Hardest Thing now, you realize, oh my God, that song was really messed up. So yeah, like I've listened to it as an adult now, and I'm like, that is a really messed up song. So yeah, there's that. But anyway. That's the bands for this year's Eat to the Beat concert series.
The Smash Mouth guy has not been with the band since 21, so they've been going since then.
Okay, all right.
I actually have seen Smash Mouth a couple times, and one of the times at Walt Disney World they played an event. Yes,
good.
When they opened Soarin'.
Oh, that's awesome! Really? That's really cool.
That's cool. And Alfred says that Emily Estefan is Gloria's daughter. See, that just makes me feel
that would make sense.
Because I loved Miami Sound Machine back in the 80s, back when it was like conga and all that stuff, like when they were first popular.
I mean,
like
that absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
I just didn't know she was a performer. So
and I love that, man. I loved like original like Miami Sound Machine. Like before she went,
you and my mother.
I liked her music when she went like solo. But Miami Sound Machine back in the day, man.
You and my mother, that was it. It's the one reason why I haven't done it. I haven't heard it yet on Guardians, but I really want Conga because it's my mom's like favorite song. And like, I want to be on it with my brother and I just want to laugh because we're just we would legit laugh the whole time if we ended up getting Conga together. So
yeah, I still think that's the weakest of the 5 songs. Like
I understand it's the weakest, but it's got an emotional attachment to me.
Yeah,
so there's a difference. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where we are. Boys to Men, number 1 of the acts for me. Pam, what's your number 1 act? I would go Boys to Men if I had one pick.
I still want to see Sugar Ray. There's just
of course,
good memories. Yeah, there's a lot of good songs there. Like I'm not just a Sugar Ray fan. Like I've been a Sugar Ray fan since their first album. Their first album was pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely hard rock. Like
really?
oh yes,
I
yes,
believe
it was.
that.
Yes.
I believe that. Yeah.
It was. But then their subsequent albums were not as much that. So, but yes, their first like it was something like Starfish, Chocolate for Starfish or something.
Which would make sense why that would be a hard album.
Yes, so that was one of them. But yes, have been for a long, long time.
And Rikki, yours is obviously Joyful Tones for name.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So today we're using Trisha, our great listener up in Wisconsin's idea. We're going back to one of our mini series that we did back a couple of months ago, where we did one positive and one negative for all of the Walt Disney World resorts. But we are going to take the Disney Cruise Line ships, the 5 that are sailing right now, and give one positive and one negative for each of those. And sometimes the negatives aren't bad. It's just something you need to consider to think about, that maybe it's for you, or maybe there's a better option for a particular reason or particular sailing, something like that for these ships. Now, here's the caveat for this, that the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder, basically the same ship. They just have cosmetic differences. The Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy are kind of the same thing. They're sister ships. Mm-hmm. So that's going to kind of come into play here, where if we say one for one, it's going to kind of be the same. Now, the Wish right
maybe,
now,
maybe not.
Maybe not. I just want to say that off the top though, because it could. The Wish is kind of the outlier as it stands right now. Now, of course, when the Treasure comes around, it'll be like similar. It'll be, we'll have 6 and we'll have 3 pair. Look at that. It's like cards or something. But right now the Wish is kind of the odd man out, or the odd lady out, because I guess ships are girls. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. So let's go around and let's give, let's start with I'm sailing on the Fantasy today. So let's give a positive for the Disney Fantasy. Now, I've sailed all 5. Rikki, have you sailed all 5?
I've only sailed 4 of the 5.
Okay.
I've not sailed the Wonder, but I do have an answer for the Wonder.
Okay,
at least.
Okay, so let's go with the Fantasy and give a positive for the Fantasy. Rikki, go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to say a positive for the Fantasy. Oh, gosh. I know that they have it also on the Dream, but it's such a cool experience either way. And I'm going to go with Animator's palette is so different on those ships, because you actually get to do like the turtle talk with Crush kind of thing, and it's such a cool experience having Crush talk to you, that I mean it really is just a really cool way to experience your dinner. So I really, that's a really big positive for me, is that's one of my favorite meals, is to have dinner with Crush.
I agree, and I'll be doing that
Yes.
Okay, so for the Fantasy for me, and I'm going to go next. I'm scared Pam's going to steal this one, and this is one of the things I love, but it's also on one of the other ships, but I'm taking it for the Fantasy. It's O'Gills. Mm-hmm. I love O'Gills because it's also on the Magic, correct, Pam? Because they put it in on one of the dry docks.
Yes, it is in the Magic.
By the way, it's the next podcast cruise. There's also an O'Gills. Think about that. But O'Gills, for those that have not cruised, is the sports bar. Now, this is kind of strange, because we talked about how the Fantasy and the Dream are sister ships, but the Dream does not have O'Gills. The Dream's equivalent, which is very different in aesthetics, is called 687, and it's a total different look. It's got like Barca loungers. I mean, like you can kick it back and like put your legs up. You can't do that in O'Gills. O'Gills is like a Irish pub. But I'm going to be sitting there having chicken wings and watching sports, and they have great beers. I mean, I don't drink beer, but I'll have other things. But it's just got a cool feel, like green, and it's sweet. I just love the look of it. It's so cool in there. It's a great spot. So O'Gills, definitely a positive on the Fantasy for me. All right, Pam, what about you?
So I think one of the positive things on the Fantasy for me is that it offers it is one of the ships that consistently offers the longer itineraries. And I think that is such a draw for so many people, because so many people are looking especially if they're frequent cruisers, they're looking for something different, looking for a longer itinerary, whether it's a 7-night Eastern or Western or one of the other longer itineraries. They're looking for that. And the Fantasy is really the one that you can get because it sails oftentimes from Port Canaveral and offers that. So you have the convenience to Walt Disney World, right? So you can spend a little time in the world if you want to, like Mike is for a night or so.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then you can go over and do a 7-night cruise. So I think that is something that's a big positive for the Fantasy.
Yep. Because I mean, I think it's perfect for like our crowd, right? Because a lot of our folks are theme park fans first, and then you want to kind of try something a little different. So you get to kind of either bookend it with a little Walt Disney World vacation out of Port Canaveral, easy in and out with MCO, right? We're comfortable with MCO, and then Caribbean cruise on the Fantasy right now as it stands. But that will, that's going to change here in the future. But we'll talk about that here shortly. All right. So if you had to say something negative about the Fantasy or something that maybe I don't even like the word negative, but maybe something's a little challenging or something a little to think about for the Fantasy, Rikki, where would you go there?
I'm gonna stick with dining actually. One of my least favorite places to dine, to be perfectly honest, is actually Royal Court. I don't know why. I just don't find it to be. It doesn't seem that themed. It doesn't. It's very kind of bland and blah to me. I've never really been super impressed with Royal Court. So that's gonna be my like. I wish they'd kind of upgrade kind of situation.
Okay, fair enough. It's so funny because Mallory likes that restaurant a lot. Like,
Really?
it's weird because it's not real. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I guess it's like people like different like themes, right? And
Yeah.
it's like a themed restaurant. Okay, so mine. So when I was on the Wish, and it's kind of going to be spoiling like what I'm going to say, what I enjoyed about that ship. The sports area of the Fantasy, I wish could kind of be updated because it's kind of still day one. They still have like the basketball court and the golf simulator and stuff. And I just think that stuff is kind of getting outdated at this point. They could do a little bit more with that, like that part of the ship. The putt-putt's okay. The ping pong tables, that's fine, but they have exceeded expectations with that area on the Wish. Like it is phenomenal how they've made a multi-use.
Yeah.
It's like the PE teacher coming out at me, right? They've made like a multi-use gymnasium on the Wish, which I thought was incredible. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like they have really mastered how to take a area of a ship and use it for like 7 different uses and really use that space well and theme it well. And the Fantasy has, it's cool, like up on the top deck in the back, as far as I got the Aqua Lab and they have basketball hoops and stuff like that. It's fine. But, I would say that maybe they could zhuzh that in the next dry dock and try something new. All right, Pam, what do you say?
For me, aside for some very subtle differences, the Dream and the Fantasy are so similar that it's hard. I've been on the Dream so much, and it's hard for me to make an argument to do the Fantasy, right? Because I have done the Dream so often. I feel like I could walk that ship in my sleep,
Right?
Truly. And the Fantasy is just, besides, there's really that sort of lounge area that feels sort of different, feels more, like an Italian carousel and all of that is on the Fantasy. They're very similar. And that I love that they have sister ships, and I wish there were more unique things.
Yeah, I get that. That makes complete sense. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Because then I think like, they could, I don't know, they could do that. So
no, I agree with that. Actually,
I like how they're sister ships, but how they do O'Gill's and 687. Like that's a good parallel, right? They both have sports bars, but they're completely different experiences.
They are.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, then you got like Animator's Palette, exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
And like Royal Court and Royal Palace, they're exactly the same. They just called something different. You know what I'm saying? And like Enchanted Garden is exactly the same on both ships. Yeah, I hear you. All right, so let's go with the Magic. And I'll go first on this one. I mean, and I have not sailed, so I will be honest. The last time I sailed the Magic, 1998.
Ooh.
Wow.
Holy smokes. First year that the Disney Cruise Line sailed. I was on one of the very first sailings. So it's been a minute since I've been on the Magic. I can't wait.
A minute, as they say.
And I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to the most, the Aqua Dunk, because it's so unique.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a big no for me, dog. No.
Pam, I'm making her do it because I'm like, you ever wonder what it's like to be a deposit on a Friday afternoon?
Yeah, no.
On a pneumatic tube.
There's about 35 people that got that reference.
Yes, exactly. That's true.
Yeah, but what's up with all this is elderly abuse today, people. Elderly abuse. First of all, Ricky reading all these people that I have no idea who they
That's
are.
all right.
Now Pam coming at me with the pneumatic tube. Elderly
We're challenging Mike's worldview here.
Yes.
To make me watch a presidential debate next. Anyway,
you can't do any worse.
Just because I go to dinner at 4:00, back off. Okay, but that's what I'm looking forward to because I mean that's unique in the fleet, right? I mean, you got the Aqua Mouse. Well, so
absolutely
Mouse is unique too, but you got the Aqua Ducks on the Fantasy of the Dream. So I'm getting excited to be deposited on the.
You have fun with that. That is a big fat no for me.
I'll do it once. I mean, I'm stupid. I do a lot of stuff once and say that was really stupid, but we'll try. Pam, what do you got? Magic.
The Magic. I like the attention to detail on these early ships, both of them, the Magic and the Wonder, right? I think that they are. I like that this sister ship was one that got that they brought into dry dock and actually really changed some things. And it really is shocking to me that they have not done this really in this way with the Wonder. They haven't they haven't put the Aqua Dunk on the Wonder. They haven't put like the splash pad and stuff like that on the Wonder. They haven't done that. So that to me is kind of interesting. Sorry, I should have saved that for the down. But remember this conversation in a little bit here. But the Magic has had some updates that its sister ship has not. And I think that you can see that in that space. I was glad that they did that. And I like too that the Magic has the Rapunzel show on it because I think that was going to be mine
for sure. Yeah,
it's just a really sweet production, and I think that it's interesting to see how they do have some different shows on some of the different ships, and that's a good one to have on this one. It's it's a good show with some good music and good acting for sure.
Yeah, that was absolutely going to be part of mine, but mine is actually the after party. So the Snuggly Duckling event that they have after that, I think I laughed hysterically so much at that than I have in a long time. Like I have so many videos from my cruise on the Magic of the Snuggly Duckling and what went on and everything like that. That was to me so great. So yes, take the Rapunzel show and then morph it into the Snuggly Duckling, and it's a great evening for sure. So that was definitely going to be part of mine. And then I know I would be remiss to say Brian's favorite because he talks about this to this day, and it's no joke. He absolutely adored Paolo on the Magic, the best out of all of the ships that we've done almost all of them. And he likes Paolo on the Magic the most. So there's just something special and different about it on the Magic. And I'm sure it's probably very similar, of course, on the Wonder as well. But yeah, Paolo on the Magic is his absolute favorite. And it was very cool, I have to admit. So he likes the open kitchen that they have there.
Nice. Oh, I can't wait to get on the Magic again. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm worried about, the negative. And it's in the back of my mind. And I know this is going to be, again, it's like when I go to Walt Disney World, my last hotel I've stayed at is always my favorite.
Yeah.
And shout out to Dennis. He's our cruise expert in the clubhouse all the time. Always answers everybody's cruise questions. And I love that. He's so great. He's so great because he has always the right answers and always kind and explains everything to our listeners. But here's the thing. In the back of my mind, I'm just worried that lately I've been the bigger the ship, the more fun I have. And I know that there's an awesomeness about the quaintness of the classic ships, right? The Wonder and the Magic, because you have these crew members that have been with the ship so long and they love where they are and they are passionate about their ship. And it's easier to get around on a smaller ship. And these ships have, I mean, I know I'm going to fall in love with the Magic because I haven't been, you know, I've been on the Wonder since Mallory was like 8. We went to the Caribbean on the Wonder, and I loved it back then. But like, I feel like I've been on the Dream and the Fantasy so many times since then. Like, am I going to miss being on the big ship? I don't know. Like, that's just in the back of my mind just a little bit. So I just got that little worry about that. And I think I'll be fine. I know I'm going to be totally fine, but you know, you just wonder. You just magic. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where I am, but I think I'm just being honest. I think I'll be totally fine though, because I love everything. So go ahead, Pam.
What am I doing? I'm lost.
Oh, like it's no negative for the Magic, real quick. Just something to consider. I'm just worried about where I would be with the
okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. I thought, I'm like, is it my turn or am I remarking on what you did? Okay.
Real quick, we don't want to go too long.
So I'm going to say one of the things I really missed on the Magic was the fact that there is not a lounge area for Palo, not a separate lounge area for Palo, that you actually can, you know, the bar is right there in the restaurant. So something to think about there.
It's true.
All right.
It's a good point.
Rikki.
I think the biggest like negative, and it's not really a negative, but the biggest thing that really stands out to me is that the atrium area is not nearly as grand as it is on the other ships. Now, it's still grand, of course, because everything Disney does is kind of opulent on these Disney Cruise Line ships. But when you take it and compare it to the other ships, because it's just a little smaller, of course, and it doesn't feel as, you know, it doesn't feel as opulent necessarily as I think the other ones do. So I think that that's kind of my little negative for the ship, is just the main area. And you gotta keep in mind, you're not in the main area that much, but like, it's still, you know, when you walk into the ship, yeah, it's cool, but it's not nearly as cool as it is when you walk into the ship on the other ships.
Cool. All right, let's go with the Disney Wish. And I kind of mentioned it for my thing that I liked was that multi-purpose general, like I don't know, it was like a gymnasium, but like when we were up there, we did the superheroes obstacle course.
That was so
one
cool.
day.
I still have scars on that, by the way. Like, I still have scars on my elbows from that obstacle.
There you go. There you go. Sell those cruises for me, Rikki. There you go.
It was because I was having so much fun.
Permanently scarred from an experience.
I was trying to beat Brian and it didn't work.
Thank you. You can get your free quote at themagicforless.com if you also want to be permanently scarred by the
exactly.
No, I was permanently scarred too by the video that somebody shot and kept posting on social media. That also hurt my feelings forever. Thank you for that, whoever did that on the podcast cruise, because I was sore that day trying to go through beat 8-year-olds at an inflatable obstacle course.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Hurt my feelings, still does. But no, it's cool because they had like dance parties in there and you could shoot baskets, and they had the inflatable thing, and they put you on the Jumbotron. I mean, they embarrassed you for the whole cruise. I mean, it was wild. It was awesome. I mean, it's super great area. It had a track upstairs. It was a great room. I mean, it was like a great use of space. It was just so fun. Like, it was active. It was a great room. So I love that place on the Wish. It's a great area. So Pam, what do you got?
I love the spa area on the Wish. I think that it is by far the nicest spa area. The other thing that is huge for the Wish and will likely be for its sister is the concierge space and the suites available. This is the concierge. If you're going to sail concierge on Disney Cruise, this is the concierge that you want to sail in. They're all fantastic, and I would never talk anyone out of doing any, but on the Wish, it's especially so. So I gave two for one on that one.
It's so funny. I'm in like the gymnasium where it's all chaotic and crazy. Like, I like this spot. And I'm like, concierge. That's totally us. That's totally us. All right, Rikki.
I'm speaking about the gymnasium, and I'm not sure if this is something that they do all the time, but we were kind of near Halloween, so I don't know if they were testing this, but they did this Oogie Boogie dance party, which was legit so much fun and so ridiculous. So that gym, you're right, it is definitely multi-purpose, because they definitely did this huge dance party in the gym for the adults with Oogie Boogie. Like I said, I don't know if that happens all the time or if it was just like a thing they were getting ready for Halloween, but it was really cool. So I think my big thing, and I'm surprised it hasn't been taken, it's going to be the Aqua Mouse. That is such a cool and unique experience. And of course, it won't be soon because they're going to have it on the Treasure. but it will be in the sense that there are different stories that are told on the different aquamouses. I don't
Mouses.
know. Yeah. However, we're gonna do that.
I don't know.
And actually, the funny thing is when we went and did it, I saw the posters for some of the other stories, and I was like, huh, I wonder if they tell different stories different days. And then come to find out that one of the stories that has up on a poster is actually the story that's going to be told on the Disney Treasure. So I thought that was really cool that they were already previewing that on there. But it's still a really cool experience. It's so much fun. Brian and I had a blast doing the Aqua Mouse, and it is a one of a kind thing that you're not going to get anywhere else. So I absolutely have to say the Aqua Mouse.
You know the way I describe the Aqua Mouse to somebody? It's if the Aqua Duck, not Dunk, the Aqua Duck in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway had a baby.
I would give you that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Isn't
for
that
sure.
totally it? Like it's totally like an amalgamation of those two attractions.
Absolutely,
For sure.
100%. Yes.
Crazy. All right, so I'm coming for you, Disney Wish. What I don't like about you is the running track. What's up? It doesn't go up and around. I hate that. It drives me nuts. But
and I'm sure the treasure will be the same too, which kind of stinks.
The treadmills, I'll tell you what, the treadmills were awesome. And I got to look out the ocean while I did my miles. But
that's good.
I love Deck 4. I'm looking forward to that on the Fantasy. Okay, so that's my beef. All right, Pam, what you got?
I think the thing that I like least about the Wish is truly that people who haven't experienced it in person have such a strong opinion about it. I really do. It bothers me.
Right.
And not because if you went and experienced it and it's not for you, awesome. I get it. I think that Disney is doing a good job sort of offering different things, right, on their different ships. And I don't want them all to be the same. I hope that everyone else doesn't too. But it was weird.
People were
from the beginning, people were mad and they hadn't stepped foot on the ship. It was sort of, you know what I mean? And I just feel like I think that while you can take advice and input from everyone, I think the only way you find out if something like that works for you and the way you vacation is to do it yourself. So
okay.
That is correct. All right, Rikki, what do you got?
So I think the biggest thing, there's kind of it fits together, but it's kind of two in one thing. It's the ship in a weird way feels a little disjointed. It doesn't have, I feel like the other ships have a good flow to them. Things kind of make sense a little bit better, in the different locations. I love the ship, don't get me wrong. I thought it was beautiful, gorgeous. I just feel like, that things didn't necessarily flow as well together. The other thing with that is of course the adult area, it's a little small.
It is small. I agree with that. It was especially that room that kind of replaces the D lounge. Like, whoever invented that thing was like, I don't know.
The 2-story thing, right?
It's like an office, it's like a conference room, and you're trying to do the D lounge stuff in there. Like, they need to make that thing bigger. Now the 2-story, I like that. That was cool.
That was interesting.
The other room that was kind of next to that, where they were trying to do karaoke.
Yeah.
Too small. And I know they did this during COVID, and they're trying to keep, but come on now.
Yeah,
I don't know what's up with that.
That's why I said it kind of feels it feels a little disjointed, a little bit, in that regard. But yeah, they definitely took a swing and kind of a miss on that adult area, because you have all these adults and they're all crammed into one little area in the back of the ship, and it works out better on the other ships because it's in the front of the ship. And so people have a little more room to spread out because the front of the ship is obviously, a little bit bigger.
It's in the back of the ship, unlike the Fantasy and the Dream.
Is it in the back? But it feels like it's maybe I'm definitely thinking the Magic then. But it just feels like it's bigger overall. Like the space is just bigger, and I feel like they crammed just too much adult stuff into one area, and I think they need to kind of space it out a little bit more. So that would be. Hope.
I'm with you. Yeah, the area needs addressed.
That would be my hope for the treasure, that they listen to that feedback of, hey, maybe you make the adult area just a little bit more grand, because
was that secondary room? Was that multi-purpose? Like the D lounge works so well on the Fantasy and the Dream.
Yeah,
that is such a great catch-all room, because it's midship. It's great for family karaoke, game shows, towel folding, culinary. expositions. You know what? It's just a great venue. It's got two sides to it, right? The DJ can pop out on one side or the other side. There's a stage. It is such a great room. And they just don't have that on the Wish. And I don't know what they're thinking about not having such a great multi-purpose room. Like, I'm just looking at it from like an entertaining kind of point of view.
Maybe.
They missed it with that room. That's such a good. Anyway, okay, so let's go. Let's go the Wonder. So the Wonder, the thing I love about it, you get to go to Alaska if you get on the Wonder. I mean, bottom line, dude, you get to go to Alaska. And I swear, Pam, I'm not kidding you. When I talk to guests that I book Alaska cruises for the last 10 years, I've never had a guest that comes back and says they did not love going to Alaska every single time. So
I love it so much. I went last year and I'm going again this year. So
shout out Jody Benning and the family. Have fun because I know you're headed there this month. You're almost there. So have the best time ever. Yeah. So go ahead.
I agree. It's a great, I mean, the fact that it is of a size that can fit in through the inside passage to do different itineraries that, can do the Panama Canal. Although the Panama Canal has made some revisions at that. Yeah, right. I know. So it really is, I think, that part of it. It is things like this that do that. And I think that's a great opportunity for the Wonder because it is an older ship, right? Disney is more inclined to send it to different parts of the world. As opposed to their best and newest ship, right? We know where the Wish is right now. It's staying right in Port Canaveral.
Right.
But if you're looking to see other parts of the world, you can get on this ship like a Wonder, which still has everything that Disney Cruise Line is famous with. The famous service, which is something that Disney does so well. The food, the experience. You're going to have Palo. You're going to have the Broadway style shows. I mean, these are all things that Disney Cruise is famous for. You're going to have what really feels like an all-inclusive vacation for all intents and purposes. When you go on Disney Cruise Line, there are many things that you don't have to pay for that you do on other cruise lines. So it's something that, we find that guests really enjoy. But I think with the Wonder, this is absolutely an opportunity to go and experience other parts of the world and take advantage of Disney Cruise Line.
Absolutely. Ricky, give us something good for the Wonder.
Well, obviously the Wonder is the one ship that I haven't been on. So, I think that's a little bit more difficult, but I do have something, and that's going to be the restaurant Tiana's Place. Again, just kind of like we were talking about with Rapunzel's on the Magic. I love that they, created Tiana's Place. And it looks like it's just so much fun. Brian and I have actually been watching some videos about the Wonder because that's one of the ships we're debating sailing on next year. So we have a couple of ideas of what we're going to do. We're still in the process of making decisions. So he really wants to sail on the Wonder. He really wants to go out of the West Coast, because we haven't done that. Which is kind of a negative for me because I wish the Wonder would come over to the East Coast here so we could get to sail on it, but I get it. So Tiana's is definitely one of the really cool experiences that I know that we both would look forward to doing when we finally get on the Wonder at some point. So that's going to be mine.
All right. We're running a little short, so we're going to kind of pick it up here for the negatives. Pam mentioned it earlier. What I was thinking is the Wonder. I mean, this is a positive and negative, but the Wonder is almost like a time capsule because it goes back to the late 90s and early 2000s with that classic feel where it's got a lot of the feel of the original Disney Cruise Line ship. They haven't added a lot of these bells and whistles that, you don't have the big tubes going around the top, that maybe you like those, maybe you don't, maybe you like that classic ocean liner look and feel. And if that's your vibe, that's what you're getting. But I mean, for a lot of people, they want the new updates. They want all this new stuff. You get jealous when you see the Magic getting this and that and all that. So maybe you want to go on something other than the Wonder if you want, all the bells and whistles. So that'd be something you might want to think about. Pam, we got?
I think for people who have been frequent Disney Cruise Line cruisers, and this maybe could be said for some of the other ships as well, but I don't want to go to some of these restaurants and have the same menu that has been in there for the last whatever. To newer cruisers, this is a non-issue, right? It is. But for people who have been on frequently, I think this is one of my challenges with this ship.
All right, Ricky, we got a concern for Wonder or something to think about?
Yeah, I was gonna kind of say, in a way similar to what you were saying. Yes, it is kind of a classic ship in the sense that it's been touched a little bit, but maybe not as much as like I feel like the Magic really always seems to get something zhuzhed up with it, and the Wonder never really does. Um, my thing is going to be that the fact that there is no kind of water attraction on this ship. They put the aqua dunk on the Magic, and then I thought, oh, they're for sure going to put it on the Wonder, and then it never happened. So even though the aqua dunk doesn't appeal to me, it still was a bit of a surprise that they never ended up doing that. So I'm going to say some sort of water experience. I am surprised that they don't have one of those.
Makes kind of sense because it spends half its life in the colder climes.
Also, that's true.
It's probably their justification, but I hear you.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the Dream real quick, and I will say again, the Dream and the Fantasy are so close together, but I'm gonna go Vanellope's Sweet Shop. I love Vanellope's on the Dream, and if you don't know, it's the little ice cream shop. Now you got to pay for your stuff in there, but it's got things like it's like a mini confectionery, like on Main Street USA. It's got cake pops and all the good stuff, but it's also got gelato. It's got like a hard, I guess you call it hard ice cream, like scoop ice cream and little sundaes and stuff. And on the Fantasy, it's called Sweet on You. And my wife's already said, we're going to spend money in there. I'm like, whew, okay, you said it. We're doing it. I'm like, dude, we can just walk right down the deck and get free soft. Nope. Like, we can do both. Okay, we can do both. So, but we are going to, Vanellope's is awesome. I just like the theme of Vanellope's. It's got that, what's it, King Candy or whatever?
Yeah.
I always take pictures with that guy, like the little statue in there. He's awesome, but they're the same. Sweet on You is what's on the Fantasy, but we're going to do that a lot. So I love that little, I know it's an upgrade, but I mean, when in Rome, right? It's only a couple bucks. So that's sweet. All right. So Pam, what do you got?
So first of all, I have to say my favorite thing about the Dream is that I have so many great BOGP cruise memories.
Yes.
On this ship. Just truly, truly do. And I know so many people have sailed with us over the years and they have them too. So I love that it feels sort of like the ship that I have.
That is my ship too. That's that's my home ship, the Dream. Yeah.
It is. But I will say, in addition to that, I also really enjoy Evolution.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
It's such a good space. It really sort of has what the Wish is missing in that space, right? It is a big nightclub area where tons of people can go in and see a show. It's removed, so there can be more adult shows, adult themed shows, right? Because let's be honest, Match Your Mate sometimes gets a little woo.
Sometimes
you get a couple Griffiths on that stage. You don't know what.
That's right.
Somebody could be gone in 60 seconds or something. So that's right. Yikes. But yeah, I do appreciate that about the Dream. But yeah, for me, the first thing has to be the memories.
I would agree with that.
We've done multiple podcast episodes from the stage in Evolution, coming in from Disney's Dream and the Evolution Line.
The logos were up.
Yeah.
The BOGP logo, the TMFLT logo were both up.
Like us or not, we're in the club as we roll into Castaway Key early in the morning. We're early morning zoo. All right, Ricky, what do you got?
For me, it's actually, I know Pam talked about how much she loves the spa on the Wish. For me, I love the spa on the Dream. I feel like it works really well there. I like that you can see the ocean from the hot tub. That part's fantastic. I love, obviously, they have it in all the Sensa spas, but I love the heated loungers. And I love that they kind of look out into the ocean. I think that the setup here is done really well for the spa. So that's the spa on both the Fantasy and the Dream obviously are the same, but they both are some of my favorite places to be on the ship.
Okay, I'm closing out with something to think about for the Dream. The only thing I don't like about the Dream is that it doesn't go on long enough cruises for me. I love the Dream, but man, the reason I'm picking the Fantasy is because we're doing a 7-night Caribbean and the Dream is not going on those right now. So I picked it because I want to go on a long cruise. I want to go for at least a week. And I know right now, but here's the other thing. No, but Dream also does go on longer cruises, but the Dream is kind of like the utility player. He's like the Jose Oquendo back in the 80s for the Cardinals. Like it goes to the Med, that'll be over in Europe a lot of times. You got to watch for the Dream. Sometimes
Yeah.
it'll be Lauderdale. The Dream, like it's seriously that's the one that they really. It's going to go, I think, out of England. It's going to go out of Southampton for our friends like Mohawk Scotland over there. He might jump on that one. It's really the kind of the utility player, but it's not selling the itineraries that I'm typically looking at is somebody who's based out of Missouri. But I love the Dream. It's my shit. All right, Pam, what you got?
I really wish the Dream had a larger concierge space. I just feel like the Dream and the Fantasy, and I think they're probably going to go back and retro. This is just me speculating. Yeah, right. Because there's really such a demand for these, and I hope when they do a dry dock, they consider adding more suites and more concierge space. I think that these ships can absolutely support it. I think that Disney Cruise Line passengers can absolutely support it. Let me tell you, the first staterooms to sell out or to go on wait list are concierge and suites all the time. They just are. So I understand if that's not where you're cruising. It's not always where I'm cruising.
Me neither.
And the demand is out there. And I want to see those guests get to experience it too. So
nope, I'm with you. Not me, but it's true. All right, Ricky, close us up.
There's not really a lot on this ship that I, wish that was changed.
I don't see there's nothing. That's why I just made up something there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do feel in a weird way, like I do feel like the Dream and the Fantasy are what the two best of the fleet, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, now it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Treasure, because the Treasure has some really unique areas that sound very appealing. So I'm curious to see how they manage that one. But for now, I do feel like these two are the best in the fleet. So for me, I feel like kind of the weakness is going to be maybe cabanas.
Yeah, I'm hanging up on you.
I'm sorry.
Those are fighting words.
My wife's gonna be throwing fists with you because she loves cabanas.
The reason I will say
churros coming this week.
I don't feel like
waffle churros.
I don't feel no, it's not the food. I don't feel like there's enough seating for guests.
Oh, dude, have you been on the Wish? It's way better than Marceline's.
That's true. I have been on the Wish. I just always feel like I'm being herded like a cat in there. Like, I don't know. I always feel like it's so busy and it's packed, and I feel anxiety every time I'm in cabanas. So
you know what I feel in there? Full. I feel super full.
There's that too, but I always feel like there's anxiety. And the one thing I wish they would bring back is the Pirate Night Buffet. That was fantastic.
I almost lost a hand in that thing.
Yes, you did.
Pulled the divider down. I was going from the last taco.
You were, yes.
Taco.
Yes.
The sucker down right on my hand.
They were definitely bringing that down.
I almost had to get a hook.
I absolutely miss the Pirate Night Buffet. I wish that it was longer as well. Like that sucker lasts like 10 minutes, and then they're like, "Nope, done."
That would step up your Captain Hook game though so much. Like you'd be able to do Pirate Night like never before.
Right.
Reels, but you know how hard it'd be to edit this podcast with a hook?
That's
true. Really hard on the computer.
So I wish that they would bring back the Pirate Night Buffet, and I wish that if they did bring it back, that it would be longer than like 10 minutes. So
for real, it was like 12. I was trying to detach a slide and get a taco. It was like impossible.
Exactly. So anyway, that's mine.
Dude, to the left. No, Charlie Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today's show. And I'm on the Disney Fantasy in the morning, so it's all good. But until then, we want to see you over in the Clubhouse, RBR Guest Podcast Discord channel. We have so much fun there 24/7, all Disney fans, no ads. It's all free and it's all fun. So come on over, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse or beourguestpodcast.com/discord, whichever one you like. And don't forget, our shows are always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. They are awesome. We're going to help you plan the best Disney vacation ever. And if you want to head out on a Disney cruise right now or in any time, you can book all the way through mid-2026 at this point. That's incredible. And here's the best part. Couple things. No additional cost to use our services. That is amazing. You're going to get all these great tips to help you make sure you have all your documentation in place. tell you when you can book your spa appointments and Palo reservations, Remy, stuff like that on the ships. But it's free, all that. That's great. But here's the other thing. We're going to give you money sitting in your account when you get on that ship. It's a free onboard credit. All the details are right now over at the Magic for Less. So just check it out. Just go into the Disney Cruise Line tab. And then while you're there, fill out the quote form. We'll take it from there. And it means, I know you're like, it's too good to be true. It is, but it's real. So check it out right now over at the magicforless.com. Also Walt Disney World and Disneyland Adventures by Disney as well. And use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That helps us out as well when you shop there. And thank you to our Patreon supporters, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. $5 a month is all we ask. And you get a bonus show. It's called Mike in the Midwest. So coming over this week, again, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give me a follow on the socials because I may buy the internet a couple of days while I'm on the ship to share what I'm doing because, well, Scotty G kind of put me to shame while he was over in Europe. So I'm going to have to do something. So I'm at Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Of course, follow Rikki. She is down at Walt Disney World. She's at Rikki Nibs, RIKKINIBS on the socials. Pam is at TMFLT Pam, and she'll be seeing the world to Alaska here very soon. So you want to follow there as she goes and visits Mount McKinley and all that good stuff. I don't know where you see the Skagway and dog sled.
The Mendenhall Glacier. How about
Mendenhall
that?
Glacier. There you go. Perfect. Okay. And we'll have a live show when I get back, but not this Sunday. So there we go. So until we get back together again, I'll be at Cabanas, not anxious, very full and very happy. So
good for you.
Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, cool. So now you guys so I'll be back on that Saturday. I'm only gone for like 8 days. So I can still record on that Monday I get back. You guys.
The 15th?
The 15th. Yes.
As long as Brian can pick up Lucy, I should be fine.
Perfect.
He should be able to. I don't think he has anything.
Wait,
but...
you're not going to be there the 8th.
Right.
Yeah, we're taking that whole week off. Yep.
No, the 15th I will not be here.
Okay.
I will be on the Utopia of the Seas.
I should be
doing my preview cruise for that.
Nice. So. I should be on the 15th. So
okay, cool.
I should be.
Yes. All right, Rikki. So you and I'll do it, and I'll try to get Scott.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, awesome.
Pam. I can't wait.
Right, thank you. You too. Have a great time.
All right. Yeah. Have a great time.
See you guys later. Down at Walt Disney World.
Yeah. Maybe I'll see you down there.
Yeah, I'll text you. All right.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.